Italy's fourth largest city, Turin, is the essence of la dolce vita, aka the good life. Turin's refined vibe might feel more français than Italiano. But delve into this handsome metropolis, stitched with porticoed streets and palazzo-laced squares, and you'll quickly find a compelling city screaming made in Italy. In this video, we are going to show you 10 awesome things you can do in Turin and have a great time while doing it. Number 5 and number 1 are unbelievable. But before we start, don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are starting with number 10, Juventus Stadium. Starting the list is personally one of our favorite places, and as a football fan, we have visited the stadium a couple of times. The stadium is home to the most decorated Italian club. The Juventus Stadium is a true feat of engineering genius. With a capacity of 41,000, it might not be the largest, but it has a huge amount of character and is a fantastic sporting venue. Stadium tours are available daily, and there is also a museum dedicated to the Juventus football team. If you are visiting Turin and happen to be a football fan, you should not pass up to visit the home of the iconic Juventus Football Club. Number 9, Parco Valentino. Located on the banks of the River Po, the Parco Valentina is the second largest public park in Turin and covers an area of 500,000 square meters. Created in 1856, it serves as the city's first public garden and has gone from strength to strength. Inside the park, you can find a magnificent botanical garden, the Valentino Castle, and a replica medieval village. Between 1935 and 1955, an occasional series of motorsport events were held on the roads within the park, including the 1946 Turin Grand Prix, which was the first Formula One race, and the 1948 Italian Grand Prix. These races were generally known as the Gran Premio del Valentino. Furthermore, there is a myriad of footpaths and cycle routes, open pastures, and a great walk by the river. If you are looking for refreshments or food, you can also find several fine cafes and restaurants within the grounds of the park. Number 8, Basilica di Superga. If you climb to the heights of the Superga mountain range, to the east of Turin, you will find the beautiful Basilica di Superga. In such, if you stand in the city center of Turin, you can look towards the mountain and see the basilica perched on top. Constructed in 1731 and designed by Filippo Giovanni, the basilica features a Baroque style and has a beautiful orange and white design with many columns and ornate decoration. The main basilica towers above the church and is flanked by 2 beautiful towers, whilst the interior is highly decorated with a dome that lets in a great deal of light through a series of arched windows. Everything about this place is stunning. From the view while driving to the church itself, it's simply beautiful. Number 7. National Cinema Museum. For all things cinema and movie related, this is the place to be. Located in the impressive Mole Antonella Tower, this is one of the most visited museums in Italy due to its fantastic exhibitions and stunning building. Their gigantic collection includes historical cinematic devices, such as magic lanterns, to a large stock of film posters, movie reels, books, and cinematic props and objects. Spread across 5 different floors, the museum is split into different genres, including sci-fi and horror. For any film and cinema lover, this is the venue to visit that is certain to provide hours of fun and exploration. Number 6. Cathedral of San Giovanni Battista. Whoever thought a church could look this beautiful? Built on the site of 3 previous churches, the Duomo di Torino is a fine example of Renaissance architecture that was created in 1491. Behind the altar of the nave is a painted reproduction of the Cappella della Sindona of Bertola, and on the inside of the facade you can see a copy of Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, made by Luigi Cagna in 1835. It was the only place to hang the more than 900-kilogram canvas. Also, the Tribuna Reale, the Royal Tribune, was created by the architect Simone Rodriguez, and below this tribune is the Theca, where the Sacra Sindone is kept. The Holy Shroud can, however, not be seen. Inside the cathedral is a myriad of design features, including some fantastic frescoes and marble statues of famous religious figures. Number 5. Explore the underground tunnels and cellars. Turin takes the word dig deep to a whole other level. Hidden below the streets of Torino is a series of chilling mysteries and legends. As you explore underground Turin, you'll learn all about the history of the labyrinthian tunnels that burrow under the streets of the city. 15 meters below the city, you will discover the secret tunnels of the Citadel, the famous royal ice depots under Porta Palazzo, and the air shelter used during the Second World War. Many of the so-called Infernotti were evacuated to defend Turin during the French-led siege of 1706, and many have also played witness to unresolved crimes. It's just a wonder what humans achieved during that period. Number 4. Turin Egyptian Museum. This fantastic and informative museum is located between the Piazza San Carlo and the Piazza Castello in the center of Turin. The museum is fully dedicated to ancient Egyptian archaeology and history. This museum is a history fantastic dream and contains a huge amount of artifacts and displays. Created in 1833, the original collection was imported from other museums and has been expanded greatly over the years. Notable items within the collection include various statues of Sekhmet, Seti II, and Ramses, a sarcophagus of Ibi, scripts of detailed papyrus full of hieroglyphs, and different everyday earthenware jugs. Number 3. Mole Antonella. Possibly the most distinctive building in the whole of Turin, the Mole Antonella towers above the surrounding skyline, and its huge pointed basilica is an icon of the city. Mole in Italian actually means a monumental building, and this particular mole was created in 1889. Originally a Jewish synagogue, the building now houses the National Cinema Museum and is actually the tallest museum in the world. At night, the basilica of the building is lit up and acts as a beacon that is visible from many points in the city. Number 2. Palazzo Madama. Turin is packed full of extravagant palaces and historical buildings, and the Palazzo Madama is the second palace to be located in the Piazza Castello. Created in the 1st century BC, the original palace stood for hundreds of years during the Roman Empire and was modified and built upon heavily during subsequent years. Originally serving as a defensive fortification, it was not until the 13th century that the building became a palace. Standing in the Castello Square, the front facade of the palace features a row of ornate columns and a palisade decked with sculptures. Inside the palace, you can walk up the richly decorated stairways and admire the sublime decadence of the various rooms and hallways that have seen the test of times. On January 25, 2022, the semi-final allocation draw and host city handover for the Eurovision Song Contest 2022 was set and took place at the palace. Number 1. Palazzo Reale. At the number 1 is the Palazzo Reale, the Royal Palace of Turin. The Palazzo Reale is a magnificent building that was created in the 16th century. Residing in the Piazza Castello, the palace holds a central position in Turin and has stood as a symbol of power for hundreds of years. A simple design was chosen featuring a square layout and a central courtyard. The front facade features white stonework and many small ornate windows, creating a building that feels stately and official. Inside this imposing and severe building, there are a series of arcades, courtyards, and gardens that lead to spaces once occupied by the court and by the many service functions of a palace. Today, those functions have been replaced by a museum and other cultural institutes such as the National Library and the Teatro di San Carlo. In the historic apartment, paintings, marbles, stuccos, tapestries, and precious furnishings tell the lives of the occupants of the palazzo, and with them many salient moments in the history of Italy and Europe. You cannot visit Turin, heck, Italy, without visiting the Royal Palace, or as the locals call it, Palazzo Reale. Where would you love to visit? Let us know in the comment section. And if you have any helpful tips that can help people enjoy their vacations, please do drop them in the comment section. This is all that we have for you today. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and let us know you enjoyed this video, and the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching. Till next time.